All right, everybody, welcome to the webinar today on coming soon marketing and lead generation. So this is really an awesome status to market for listings. They're not on Zillow, they're not on Realtor.com at this point typically. So you are the only one generating leads. And if you're going to use listings to leads to market that coming soon listing, you're going to be able to generate some really good buyer leads. And I'm going to show you how to generate some really good seller leads as well. All right, so in listings to leads, let's go to the listings tab on the left-hand side. Just go ahead and click on listings. And I'm going to assume the listing is not coming in from a data feed. So if it is coming in from a data feed and it comes right into your listings to leads account as a coming soon listing, like you see here, we'll deal with that in a few minutes. But for now, I'm gonna act like you have to add it manually. So I'm gonna click on the green add listing button. We're going to click manual because we're going to manually add it. And the first thing you'll see here is a drop-down menu under status. I'm going to select coming soon. And we got some information related to coming soon. So if you're allowed to do it, go ahead and click continue. And we'll just work our way across from left to right, top to bottom. The first thing I'm going to pay attention to is where it says just listed date. So if you have a date that the listing will become active in the MLS, you can mark that right here. That's the just listed. And I'm going to just put, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. All right. I'm the listing agent, so I would not check that. And I'll put in this street, city. Now this is not a real address. So we get to the map later, it may look a little off. And the price, I'll just put 800,000. Residential, I'll say it's a 3-2 with 1.5 bath. I'll say 5,000 square. You get the point there. Year built, I'll say 2009. For the property description, I'm going to just copy and paste from another listing of mine. Just gonna paste that in there. Now, typically, it's not a great idea to paste stuff in here because you can copy over a lot of formatting. There is if you do copy and paste in, I would highly recommend do a select all, right? So you highlight everything. And then there's a clear formatting button right here. Just click that. And that way, if you copied over any formatting, when you copied it from another website into here, it'll clear off all that formatting. So click save and add photos here, click upload images. And I'll just grab an image here. So I'll just say I got one image. Typically on a coming soon, if you got all the interior photos for your coming soon listing, awesome. If you just have one exterior photo, then, and that's what I'm going to simulate right here. So there we go. There's our photo. Now I can add obviously more photos. If I had a video or 3D tour, I could add that here as well by clicking the video and 3D tour tab. So I'm going to continue on now with save and add lead links. And so these are all the links that are in my account that are linking to my IDX pages at my website, maybe other landing pages and listings to leads. More information on this, get with support if you need to. But with my listing that is in Folsom, California, and I've already got these checks, like the way I've got it set up in my listings to leads account. So I got Folsom homes for sale, Folsom home values, Folsom down payment assistance. And I'm going to uncheck this one here and I'll leave the new construction. I will click save and add seller. And you'll see how those links play out and how they display a little bit later on the single property website virtual tour. I'll show that to you. Now, the seller referral here, the seller email address, you never want to skip this. This is something that people love to skip until they actually use it. And then they realize that you can actually generate a lot of free leads, a lot of free branding from within the seller sphere of influence. So this is an absolutely awesome tool that you want to make sure that you're using. All right. To not use this is to really just leave a lot of money on the table. And when you start complaining about you're not generating enough business from marketing your listings, you can point back to not doing this. And this will be one of the things that you can think about doing down the road. All right. So make sure you always do this. I'm gonna just leave everything else as is. I'm gonna click save and start marketing. All right. So let's take a look at this real quick just to make sure we are good to go. So just kind of go through here, and here you got your CRM lead source. So it imports and exports out of listings to leads to your CRM. Make sure you got all that stuff good to go. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to click market listing. And now it already created an ad for me because I got automated ads set up. But let me show you. Let's go back to the main listings dashboard. And let's take a look at this listing as a brand new listing in our account. All right. So we just added 5000 Douglas Boulevard in Folsom, California, coming soon. All right. There's everything right there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the market listing button, and we're going to roll through this two different ways. We're going to roll through it by default. So we're going to leave everything as is and probably burn through this in about like 7 minutes. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to customize each one of these tools, because especially as a coming soon listing, there might be some particular showing instructions or different things like that you want to include as it is a coming soon listing. It's not generally in the MLS for everyone to see. So again, I'll roll through marketing and lead gen standard, where we're not going to change anything out. And then I'll go through, we'll edit some things and maybe do a little bit more advanced, some more advanced ideas. All right. So we clicked on the green market listing button. Here we are at Facebook ads. So it's already got me at Folsom, California. All this is editable. Here's the ad on the right. So this ad is going to collect name, email, phone number, and buying timeframes. All right. So here's Folsom, California, lifetime budget, $35, my start and end date. All this again is editable. If I wanted to upload a video, I can do that here. If I wanted to retarget this, I could, and I could just type in my audience name. For a coming soon listing, I would just hit it to the entire audience, right? If I wanted to do any advanced options, I could do that here, but there's no need. All you got to do is click create ad. That's going to submit this to Facebook and Instagram, and it should be live pretty quickly. 15 minutes to a couple of hours. Typically the ad will be live, and you can always check this ad. So there you see it's on. Here's a previous ad that's off. You can click the view icon right from here. It can take 15 to 30 seconds to get this link live, and you see here it says no longer active. That's a really kind of a weird message because it was never active in the first place. We're waiting for it to get active. And so there you go. So it took me the 2 clicks to get this to pop up. And so here's a preview of that ad on Facebook. I'll click show ad. And then I will show you how this ad works, what kind of information it collects, and what happens with the lead when they click through the ad. All right. So I'll click here. And here's our ad, coming soon in Folsom. Notice I'm subscribed to the text service, and that's going to appear there. And that's going to play a huge role a little bit later in this call. All right. But people click the ad, name, email, phone number, buying and time frame. So I'm just going to say, 3 to 6 months. Click next, submit, and then view listing. So we're going to view the listing. Here we go. I have a full screen single property website. There's my property photo, coming soon. These are those links that we were talking about a little bit earlier, Folsom Homes for Sale. So these are those lead links that we were checking off when we were adding the listing to my account. And these all go to my IDX at my website or a different landing page that I've got from listings to leads. But let's just continue to scroll down. This is actually my listings to leads bot right here, which I'm not going to play with right now. But as we scroll down, just a few things I want to mention. One is they can schedule a tour, either video or in person. And they got the dates that they can schedule here. So you got that. We got some further lead capture and lead engagement. When do you plan to buy? We can help. If you haven't checked this out, go ahead and try that. It's a pretty cool little lead form. If it's a homeowner looking at your property, then they can put in the property address right here and get a home value estimate right from the single property website automatically. And then the last thing actually, two more things I'm going to point out. One, PDF guides. So buyers and sellers can download PDF guides. And if I'm a homeowner and I want to download this guide, check this out. Download free guide. 12 mistakes of when selling a home. Okay, awesome. Do you own a home? Yes, I do. Do you need to sell your home before buying a new one? Yes, I do. All right. So how awesome is that? So here I am. I downloaded this PDF guide, all branded to you. You may not even know you have these guides in your listings to leads account. You do. You got 55 of them. And notice it's all branded to me, talking about 5 mistakes or whatever, 12 mistakes to avoid in selling your home. So awesome stuff right there. And the last thing I'll mention here, apparently 5,000 Douglas is a empty field, no problem. And are the reviews that I just want to mention here. So you see the client reviews from Zillow are populating right here. And that's really awesome. So if you got client reviews on Zillow, highly recommend that you get them into listings to leads. We are working on testimonial tree. So if you've got an account with testimonial tree, those will be allowed, those will be able to be imported soon. And then we're also working on a way to let you manually add your own listings with automatically including logos from Google, Facebook, Yelp, excuse me, adding stars and all that kind of good stuff. So a lot more really cool things coming for reviews as well. All right. So that's the ad. So super easy and fast to get an awesome ad up. That's going to generate name, email, phone numbers, and purchase timeframes with a lot of lead capture for both buyers and sellers at the single property website. Next up is the social media post. So we did the ad, and the ad is a paid ad. A lot of people that we don't know are going to see that ad. Now this post, and this is scheduled to auto post at 1:34 p.m. my time. So there's nothing I need to do here. If I wanted to manually push this to social media, I could click post now, but it's already scheduled for another 20 minutes. We'll probably be on the call together at that time, and I will show that to you. When I get notified, I'll come back, but I will be notified via email when that does auto post, and then I can also share that with my seller as well. But when it auto posts, only people for the most part that are already associated with that social media account would ever see it. So it's not like a lot of people are going to see a post, right? It's that ad that most people are going to see. Next up, share on seller social media. Now, remember a little bit ago, we added the seller's name and email as we were adding that listing, all right? Every listing in your account has that option. So after this call, go into listings to leads, go to edit listing, and you'll see a tab there for seller. Click on it, add the seller's name and email if it's not there already, and start using this tool. All right. Let me pop out this from my other monitor. So this is the social media post that was sent to my client, Ian, and it's coming from my email address. So Ian thinks that I sent it to him specifically. And here's the thing, I'm going to call Ian up. I'm going to say, hey, Ian, this is Scott. Hey, I'm getting ready to do a lot of great coming soon marketing for your property before it gets to the MLS. We're going to get a lot of great agents and a lot of great buyers into that house. I think we're going to get some really good offers here coming up. But with all the great marketing that I'm doing, got the Facebook ad out. It's already up on my business page. I'm going to send it to my database in a little bit and some other tools. to market the property. But I wanted to send you something to share on social media because people likely know somebody looking to buy in the area. And we don't want to leave any stones unturned. All right. So does everybody kind of have that role play that they can do in their own words? Now, the seller is going to get 2 emails. All right. They're going to get an email for an e-flyer, and they're going to get one for social media. I'll show you the e-flyer next. All right. But this is the one for social media. And they take it, right? So just so you can tell what the seller will do, please copy and paste your Facebook page. All right. So they just copy the text right there. And they go to their social media page. So let me just quickly navigate over to one of my pages. And I'll drop it in there. And that way you can see what it looks like. And you can see why you want to be using this, because this is absolutely phenomenal branding, marketing, and lead capture for you from the seller sphere of influence on social media. And then the e-flyer that they get also is a phenomenal tool as well, right? So there you go, right? So here's a post on the seller's Facebook page. Our home is going to be for sale soon. My home sold team at L2L Realty Demo. That's my team name. That's my broker name for demo purposes. Created this. Many of the tools are being used to market our home on the internet and other places. So this is a phenomenal way for the seller to share with their friends and family and colleagues on social media that they're selling their home. And people love commenting. They're going to be clicking, right? They click the post. They go to the single property website. They're scrolling down. They got all this great lead capture. Right now, they might not be planning to buy, but they may own a home and they want to know what their home is worth, right? If they want to continue, right, this optional lead form, right? Now I got their name and email, right? Here I've got phone required. That could be optional, not even show or not. I'll just say I don't own a home. And I'm gonna give you a fake phone number, but you know what? You already got my name and email that are good. And so I'm generating leads, right from the seller sphere of influence. Sometimes they're going to comment. Sometimes they're just going to like it. What I would always do is, once I know that the seller put it up on their Facebook page, because usually the seller is going to email you back and go, hey, I got it up on my Facebook page and I already had 3 of my friends liked it and it looks so good. Thanks very much for sending that to me, right? What I would do if I was you, I would go to the page and I would like it. And depending on, my relationship with that seller and so on and so forth, I might just put something, just super innocuous, right? Just something super easy, right? What I'm trying to do is I just want to make a nice, easy comment so that I get notified when other people are liking, commenting this post, right? So I might just put something like, this looks fantastic, right? Maybe that's it. All right. Just as easy as that. And that way, next time their friends or family are liking and commenting on this post, I'm going to get notified. All right. And that's what I want. Because sometimes they're going to ask a specific question that might be relevant to me, or I might just go in and like the comment that they leave. Like someone may come and say, oh, wow, that's a great photograph. Or, wow, this is so awesome. What a great looking single property website. Or, yeah. You want to like that comment so that they know that you're engaging with them on that post. All right. So don't forget that one. The e-flyer for the seller sphere of influence, right, as well. In fact, let me just send that off. And let me send it to myself. And that way, because you can see what it looks like here. But let me send it to myself. And that way I'll pop it out of my Gmail and we'll take a look at it. But this is the e-flyer. Now you can also change the template. We got a couple of different templates. So just the formatting of the icons and everything is different, right? Well, how we do the logo is different. So a couple of different templates right there. And I will, here we go. Let me refresh my Gmail real quick and I will pop out that e-flyer to show you. And let's see here if I can find it. Let's see, give me a second. It's not, hasn't come in yet. And there we go. Let me pop it out, bring it over. And here's the e-flyer that the seller can share with their friends via email. All right. So, and again, the call to the seller is very, very important. That's what's going to really make sure that the seller puts it on Facebook and also sends it out via email. And I don't care if your seller is 95 years old and still has a Palm Pilot. All right. It doesn't matter. I had a client who their seller was a 95-year-old. That's why I say 95-year-old woman. The seller was a 95-year-old woman who was not on the internet. And she just sent the emails to her kids, all 5 of them, and all 5 of them shared it out via email and social media. And the agent got more leads than they could deal with, all right, from the seller sphere of influence. So make sure you're using this tool. Don't make excuses for why you don't use it. And you want to use it with every single listing. So what's going to happen is when this listing goes to just listed, it's going to send out 2 more emails to the seller for just listed, right? And if you have an open house, when the listing is pending, when the listing is sold. So over the course of a month or so, right, there's going to be 3 or 4 emails that the seller is going to share via email and social media. So it is a nice pathway, right? So it's a nice progression coming soon, just listed. Maybe it's open house, right? You're going to do one. Maybe it skips pending and it goes right to just sold, or it goes right from coming soon to pending to just sold. But whatever it is, it tells a story to the seller sphere of influence via social media and email. And it's a beautiful story that you want out there because you're going to generate more leads, more listings, and more buyers from it. All right. So do not skip this step. I'm just telling you. Because someday you're going to start doing it and you're going to go, crap, I can't believe I didn't do it for all the times I didn't do it. So we got the Facebook ad, we got the post, we got the tools to the seller. Next up is the nearby homeowners letter. And this one, I'm telling you, I would say, I would start with, now, let me back up real quick. Keep in mind that we know that this listing is going to go just listed. In our case, we'll say Monday. All right. So today's Friday. I got the weekend to do the coming soon marketing. Monday is going to go in the MLS as just listed. And so today I'm going to print up 50 of these letters and I'm going to go either door knock or I'm going to mail them out. Now, if you're going to mail them, hopefully you plan this a little bit of ahead of time so that you know to print, mail, and deliver. It could take a couple of days to happen, right? So hopefully you planned all that out. If you didn't, I would print 50 of these letters up and I would door knock around that coming soon listing. And this is so awesome, right? So there's that URL, 5000 Douglas B. All right, and I can customize the URL if I wanted to, but what a great URL to automatically be created, right? You saw me add the listing. You never saw me, mess around with any URLs. But yet here I've got an awesome URL, 5000 Douglas B. thebestlisting.com. So this letter, so check it out. People get listings all the time. Someone just came in the mastermind group yesterday or the day before, 12 listings from this letter alone. All right. 12 listings from this letter alone. I get people double in listings from the letter, 5 listings in 3 months in one neighborhood. 3 listings from one building, right? So this letter works. So here's the deal. Here's what I would do. Either mail it, get in the mastermind group, type in nearby homeowner letter, get some feedback from people on that. But I would door knock 50 homes with a letter. And I would just say, hey, my name is Scott Pierce of LDO Realty. Just want to let you know that 5000 Douglas Boulevard is coming soon, later today or tomorrow for sale. It'll be in the MLS in public on Monday, but I wanted to invite you to a private showing if you would like, right? Something like that. Whatever your offer is going to be. But the point of it is, it's a place of service. You're coming from a place of service. Because here's the thing, it's going to go just listed. You're going to have an open house. It's going to go pending. It's going to go sold. I would go to the same 50 homes every time. In fact, what I would probably do is I would door knock 50 and I would mail another 100. All right. So I would door knock 50 that I'm really keen on. Right. And then I would mail to another 100 around that home. All right. And you can mail out using Prospects Plus. But one way or the other, get these to the homes around that listing. All right. Any questions on this? Because this tool right here, whether you mail it or door knock, is going to get you listings. All right. And again, I want you to keep in mind, the strategy is that the listing changes status. And that's where a lot of this power comes in, right? Marketing and advertising is not a one and done thing, right? Nobody ever runs a Facebook ad for 1 week and then calls it a day, right? No, you run Facebook ads every week. You do your marketing every week. You touch your database every week. Same thing with this right here. Right now, it's not every week, of course, but over the course of the listing, we want to make sure we're getting this letter out as the listing changes status, right? And again, you don't need to do 500 of these, right? Typically, most people send 500 postcards and get nothing from it. If you do 50 door knockings with this at every change of status, you will probably get a couple of listings from it. And if you do like mail to 100, maybe you'll get a couple of listings from it as well, easily. All right. So make sure you understand the letter. I'll show you right here. I am with the nearby homeowner letter. On every single page in your account, there's going to be a blue support questions button down here. By all means, always click on it if you're not 100% sure on something. And you will typically get some really good information here on how to use the letter or that particular tool in general, right? In this case here, we even got a video. All right. And you can also go to the mastermind group as well. All right. So there's the letter. Next up is the e-flyer for your database. Again, this is such a powerful tool. All right. I would use this over any other email that you may or may not have. All right. The way this email is set up, in fact, let me just send the email. And of course, this is editable, right? You see where it says edit email. But for now, let me refresh that. Then we go to my other monitor and I will pull out that email and bring it over to you so you can see exactly what that email looks like in the wild. So here we go. So the reason this e-flyer works so well, is the URL, right? The URL is relatable, it's contextual, it's within, it has the listing address right there, right? And there's nothing like having the best listing right after the address. So people click on it and it opens up the single property website that we saw earlier. If they send a text, they will get the mobile responsive virtual tour. You'll get the phone number. And again, I'm going to talk about the text IVR a little bit later in this call again. And then we come down here and we see, well, when this home is sold, it will affect your home value. And they go to that URL and that will bring up the landing page where they can put in the property address and get their home value. All right. So these landing pages still work great. It's just that we barely train on even using these as a Facebook ad anymore, right? We embed them in different tools like the single property website. We embed them in the e-flyers. We embed them in different places where people are more likely to want to click on them without having to do a paid Facebook ad, right? Because on Facebook, these are pretty much played out at this point, right? But when we use them in other tools like the nearby homeowner letter, like the e-flyer for your database, you find that they actually get more play, all right? You'll get more leads that way typically, right? So this e-flyer for your database, I'll just show you. All you got to do is copy the code for now, right? So whatever CRM you're using, It could be Wise Agent, it could be Lion Desk, it could be BombBomb, right? BombBomb's a really cool one. You just copy the code in. I will go to our follow-ups. So I'll show you how to do this within our follow-ups. I'll just go to create email blast, and you'll be able to do this much easier soon enough. I'll put coming soon in Folsom. My buyer leads. Yeah, I'm going to send to just all my leads. Why not? Hit next. All right. And so now this could be, again, this could be Line Desk. This could be Wise Agent. This could be BombBomb or Boomtown or Real Geeks. All right. All you got to do is hit the source button, paste in the code, hit the source button. All right. And listings to leads, the source button is this one right here. Sometimes you'll see the source button at the very end or the very beginning of all these symbols. And that's our e-flyer for your database. And I'm telling you, this will typically get twice as many opens, twice as many clicks, and 10 times more leads than your standard MLS or website listing alert. All right. You could drop into constant contact. You could drop it anywhere. All right. And again, they click the link or image, they go to the single property website, they send a text, they get the mobile responsive virtual tour, you get the phone number, and they go down here and they can get their estimated home value estimate. And you get the lead there, of course, as well. So the e-flyer for your database. Yeah. Make sure you are using that as well. So then we got the single property website that we discussed. Nothing much you need to do here unless you really want to get the unbranded tool, right? The unbranded version of the single property website. I mean, you can do that there. But we've already used the single property website in the Facebook ad, in the social media post, and the stuff to the seller, right? Coming off the nearby homeowner letter, coming off the e-flyer. So there's really, you don't need to take the single property website and do anything with it. Right. It's already auto posted, or will auto post in 2 more minutes. It looks like it's going to auto post to Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. So like if there's somewhere I wanted to put that different, right, then I can copy the link and go do that. So there you go. So single property website and virtual tours. And again, 3D tours from Matterport, property videos from whoever, right? Any kind of video, any kind of tour, any kind of professional photos, you can use them with your listings to leads tools. All right. Just click edit and you'll see photos and video. You can upload all that right there. Next up that we're not going to talk about too much here is the open house sign-in form, but that's more for an open house. Now, listing flyers and sign writers. I cannot stress enough, you need to be using sign writers, all right? They still work. We just did a survey with a bunch of our clients and they are generating listings. They are generating buyers from sign writers, all right? And the way we do our sign writers, I think is almost perfect. I myself would use the top one here, info and photos anytime on your mobile phone, text to, and you're good to go, right? I mean, you got different colors you can use. I think when you go to dirt cheap signs, you can use any color. I think they have a color picker, but I can download these sign writers and order them from anybody. All right. So you probably have a local sign writer company. You should be able to download these and send them to your sign writer company, and they should be able to print them for you. All right. If not, let our support team know. And so what happens is, these are good in Canada too. All right. So if you're in Canada, make sure you check use Canadian version of tools in your listings to leads profile. And then we reformat this to be good for Canada. All right. But use these sign writers, please, please, please. You think you're saving money by not using them, but what you are doing is wasting money, because a $10, I think the text IVR is like $10 a month with us. The leads are free. Some people send a text. There's no cost to you for that. The sign writer, let's just say, is $20. It's a one-time thing, because as you have an extension in your account, like this one now, 107242, that will always stay with me. All right. As long as I'm a listings leads client, and as long as I'm using text IVR, that extension will stay with me. So I can get a sign writer created, and I can swap it out with different listings that I have over time. All right. And automatically, you can send a text right now to 107242, and you can see how it works. Right. It's very, very cool. I'll get your phone number to my phone, and you're going to get the mobile responsive virtual tour. Now, later, when that listing goes pending, I'm going to highly recommend you get another one of these created. All right. And when that listing goes pending, put the pending sign writer up, and then swap out the one on the left with one of these ones on the right. Right. So imagine now that home's got a pending sign, right? It's coming soon. You're going to get all these great leads because you got the sign writer up, and, the neighbors are walking by with their dog, but, buyers are driving by and they see this and they send a text, and you are going to start getting awesome leads. When I was an agent, the best leads I ever got were always from my sign writer. So don't be that person that forgets about doing that, or that you think you're saving money by not doing it. All right. You're just losing money. And again, try to remember, and for any of you that have pending listings right now, all right, or if you got a just sold sign on a yard, I would try to get this sign writer up there like now. All right. Because again, this one's super cool. In fact, if you want to, go ahead and write that down. And after this webinar, don't do it right now because you're going to miss what I'm talking about. Or if you're watching the recording, go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and try texting 116040. Now, again, I just created the listing. This all dynamically done. All right. So check that out. And just send that text at 888-264-1910. And you'll see how that works. Super, super powerful. All right. But I'll talk about listing flyers. And I want you, again, please don't skip this. If you do not have a flyer box on your yard sign, again, I can't help you. I don't know I wouldn't even know what to tell you in the first place. All right. If there's not a lot of people that are more social media than I am. All right. As far as how to use Facebook for advertising and all of that. And I would still tell you that a paper flyer, again, is going to generate you some of your best leads. All right. Let me tell you why. Let's click on download. And again, all of you saw me add this listing to my account. I didn't go to some flyer creator, generator, editor thing. All right. Coming soon. All right. We only got one photo. In fact, let me see if we got other templates. Let's go to another template with one photo. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a nice one photo template. Let's take a look at that one. All right. So coming soon. All right. And notice it's got the text right there. And notice down here, need to sell before you buy, go to. And if anybody goes to that URL, boom, they go to the landing page. Or so imagine again, the neighbors are walking by the house and they see this. Now here's the cool thing. Again, I want you to consider when that listing goes pending, print some more of these flyers up with the pending status on it. Right. And again, the neighbors are walking by, they see a pending sign writer. They see the get your home value sign writer. Right. And they see these where it says pending in Folsom, blah, 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 blah. Right. They can send that text and you get their phone number. They can go here and they can get a home value estimate, and you're generating great leads right from these listing flyers. All right. So again, just imagine this listing flyer is probably going to convert more than your average Facebook click. All right. Does that make sense? So, ads get clicks, they get clicks, they get clicks. Not every click becomes a lead, right? Because some clicks, they see a lead form and they just abandon it and they go away. So I would say for every flyer you have, that is more valuable than a click. All right. I'm just going to tell you right now. So I would get your flyer box, get it on the yard sign, and print 20 of these up and put them in there. I don't care if some kids steal them, or who cares? Refill it. They're not going to keep stealing them, but you're going to generate leads from these. All right. And you want to make sure you got the sign writer, you got the listing flyers, because all of this stuff works. And some are going to go, oh, wow, I saw that ad on Facebook for this. Wow, that's really cool. Or, yeah, I saw on Ian's Facebook page, man, they're doing a lot of great marketing and the thing is not even really active yet. It's still just coming soon. All right. So do not forget this stuff. All right. Now, postcards and door hangers. We got all, postcards and door hangers. So there you go. I like the letter better. Now, I think the door hangers are completely viable as well. Or, and I know some people, what they do is they got their plan, their action plan is they do direct mail / door hangers 3 times for every listing, right? So some people I know will do just listed. Oh, I think just listed open house and just sold, or just listed pending just sold. I would do, if you're doing coming soon, I would do coming soon, open house, pending just sold. That's 4 times, right? But if you're only doing 100 each time, that's only 400 total. All right. And the door hanger could be an awesome one. All right. So here's my coming soon door hanger. I'll download it. All right. So coming soon, 5,000 Douglas Boulevard, Folsom, California. Get price, photo details, and more at, and there's the URL or text. When the home is sold, it will affect your home's value. There's the URL for the landing page. All right. So, you might be more comfortable in doing a door hanger, or maybe you do the letter at coming soon and you do the door hanger for the open house. All right. And then you do a postcard for just sold and another letter for pending. But if your goal is to talk to more sellers, then you need to talk to more homeowners. And to talk to more homeowners, you need a reason to talk to them. And the reason to talk to them are these letters, right? Even the door hangers, even a door hanger, I could still knock on the door and say, hey, I just wanted to, Ian over at 5,000 Douglas Boulevard really asked me to make sure that everyone knew about his property coming soon for sale. And so here I am. Here's more information about the property. If you have any questions, by all means, let me know. Right? That's your reason. And I got that same reason for the open house. I got the same reason for pending, and I got the same reason for just sold. So these give you that reason for talking to people, for being at their doorstep, right? For engaging with them. And the other thing I want you to kind of keep in mind is when you're talking to someone, assume they do not want to buy or sell, and assume they don't really want to talk to you. All right. And so I want you to have something, have your script, whatever your script is going to be, but just always come up from a place of customer service. Right. And again, I would say something like, hey, this is Scott at Eldell Realty, and 5,000 Douglas Boulevard is coming soon for sale. Ian wanted to make sure that I let all the neighbors know, because you might know people looking to buy in the area. So if you want any information, all the price, photos, details are at the website here. You can send a text. Thank you so much. Right. And that way they know when I go knock on their door in a couple of weeks for the open house, they're going to go, oh yeah, that guy was pretty cool. Right. He just gave me some information and he left, and he did sit there and try to corner me. He didn't try to get me to sit at my kitchen table for 3 hours. Right. So keep in mind, and then know, well, when it's pending, I'm going to be knocking on doors again. And so, you're going to see hopefully that person a couple of 3 times. You might have to go on Saturday afternoons. Right. I know what some people do is they'll either mail or door knock, but then they also auto dial, right? They use a program like Land Voice or maybe Espresso Agent. I'm kind of blanking, but there's a few like those kind of dialers, and they'll just put all the numbers in, dial them up, and start talking to people that way as well. All right. So do not skip that tool. It's awesome. We also got Craigslist. So I don't have Craigslist up right now, but again, here's a support post on Craigslist. And we started out as a Craigslist posting tool. So Craigslist can be a great source of good leads as well. We got a QR code, but there's usually not much of a use for a QR code as a standalone unless you do some other type of marketing. Let me say real quickly, postcards and door hangers. If you scroll down a little bit further, there's a couple of these kind of random templates that, people just wanted. And so, like, for example, you may be doing an open house and you want people to be able to scan something like that real quickly so they can get to the single property website. Like maybe you don't have listing flyers up, right? So you could print this, right? It's like almost like an invitation or something at an open house, right? More postcards. So a couple of random things there at the bottom for you, if you like as well. All right. So for the coming soon listing, we talked about Facebook ads, where we're going to collect name, email, phone number, and purchase timeframes. We also talked about when they get through that ad and they get to the single property website, how we got a lot of great lead capture for that person to engage further with us for buying or selling. We talked about social media auto posting. And when we did this, we did not have it up, but now it is. Here it is, auto posted. All right, so there's that auto posted. And again, even on the auto post, people click. They're going to go to the single property website. And we talked through that already. Talked about the tools for the seller. Do not skip this. All right. The nearby homeowner letter or the door hanger / postcard. So make sure you're using one of those. The e-flyer for your database. Again, oh my God, I love this. I had a client one time, Friday evening, the email support. I happened to see it. And it was a good client. I really liked the guy a lot. He was one of our early clients. And so I responded to him on a Friday night. It was kind of late, like 9 o'clock. Like it was late. All right. And Saturday morning, he emails me that he had already had over 24 leads from sending it to the seller like at 10:30 or 11 o'clock Friday night, right? So the guy literally sends this e-flyer to his database, all right? And he has already gotten over 24 leads, right? Most of them, well, that's not true, not most of them. Some of them were just replies back. Hey, I'm looking to buy. Hey, I'm just looking to sell. Some were clicking and then filling out the form on the landing page or the single property website. So yeah, don't forget that, please. Listing flyers. All right. Again, don't skip using that. Sign writers. Again, you're not saving any money by not using the text sign writers. We literally, if you log into Listings Leads, you may see that survey, right? We got an active survey out right now. Do you use sign writers? Do you generate listings from them? And I am not shocked at all, actually. I'm actually happy that what I know is still being confirmed in 2022, that people are most definitely getting listings and most definitely getting buyers from their sign writers. And again, you saw me add the listing. I didn't assign any text code. I didn't do anything. It just automatically happened, right? It just automatically happened. Now, if I already had a text code and I wanted to reassign that text code to this, all right, I could go to text IVR. And I think I can actually even do it in the edit listing section. But I could come in here and I could 5,000 Douglas. So I could unassign one of these other from an old listing, and I could reassign, you see unassign and then reassign, right? So super easy to do. And that way I'm actually saving money by just reusing my own sign writers, all right? Now, one thing I didn't talk too much about at all is editing the stuff. So if you've got any kind of custom messaging that you want to do, you will see in all of the tools, that you can totally edit pretty much anything, right? So let me just show you. I'm going to show you on a couple of them. It's already 150. We've been at this for 50 minutes, but let's just walk through real quickly. So for a Facebook ad, right? And let's say again, here's the default text. There's no need to edit any of this, but if you did, come to advanced options, kind of down here towards the bottom, like right under the change image video, right? Advanced options, coming soon and Folsom. Now, anytime I'm clicking around in these kind of boxes or editors, I always hold the shift key down, and then I do enter, enter. And I might want to play if you would like to I don't know, right? I don't even know if that necessarily makes a lot of sense. I'm just trying to show you if I wanted to add custom verbiage to my tools, right? So this is the Facebook ad. And again, create ad. And we literally just created another Facebook ad, fucking name, email, phone number, and selling purchase time frames. Bam, right there. The social media auto posting, same thing, right? You're going to see us to share edit post right here. So again, I can come in here, right? And I can either click to schedule for it to post later. I can select some of my other social media profiles, or I can click post now. And then that new custom text that I added would appear there as well. All right. For the seller sphere of influence, if I wanted to edit this again, edit email, come down here. And since this is the part that they're going to copy and paste, again, put my cursor right there. And again, I always hit the shift key, return. Right, there's that custom text. And let's go ahead and put in a little heart. All right. And again, all I got to do now is click send to seller. That'll be included. E-flyer for the seller sphere of influence. Again, edit email. Scroll down. Now the email, there's a little bit of information for you. There's a little bit of information for the seller. And so the part where it says, dear friends, what happened to my heart emoji? Right. So again, I can always include, and then again, just hit send to seller, nearby homeowner letter. Notice before I downloaded, but it sits in the editor. So I can click edit, come over here. And, here I may or may not want to add that, but if I did, let's just say, I'm going to click at the end of the text part of it. And play around with it a little bit. I may have to get rid of that phone. There we go. I'll make that bold, but you get the idea, right? Just add, play with this so you make sure it looks good. And you keep in mind, you can't click in a paper letter, can you? So that really wouldn't make any sense. But so good. Well, whatever it is, you get the idea that these letters are editable. All right. E-flyer for your database. Again, there's edit email and listing flyers. You can't edit the listing flyers here because they pull from the photos. They mostly pull from edit listing, right? Square footage, bedroom, property description, the text number, right? Your information is coming from the profile, of course. So that's where all that comes from. Postcards and door hangers, pretty much the same thing. And then the sign writers, right? We talked about that as well. All right. So if you do all of these items for your coming soon listing, you are going to generate some good buyer leads. You're going to generate some very good seller leads. But here's the thing. The listing will be just listed. The listing will be active, right? The listing will be open house. If you're going to have an open house, I recommend you do, because our open house tools are amazing. The listing is going to be pending. The listing is going to be just sold. So congratulations on the coming soon, because that's one extra marketing and lead gen funnel that you've created, that you've got the opportunity to exploit. So coming soon, just listed, active, pending, just sold. I don't think we counted open house. That is 6 times you're going to be able to run through these tools, and you should be getting 2 to 3 deals out of that minimum. All right. If you're not, then you're probably not, what you're probably doing is you're probably just doing Facebook ads and then wondering why your business isn't growing. All right. Because you're not using all the tools. We don't invent tools for nothing. So work your way down the list, make sure you're using all of the tools. And if you have any questions about them, let our support team know so that we can make sure we help you out, because we want you to be getting 2 to 3 deals from every listing, right, that you've got in listings to leads. And again, keep in mind, it's not about just running Facebook ads for coming soon and calling it a day, right? You saw me roll through all of the stuff. And even as I'm talking through it, it barely took me a half hour to get through it. The only thing that's going to take me a little bit of time is the nearby homeowner letter, right? And what I would do is I'd make sure I got my sign writer. And when I went over to put my sign writer and listing flyers right at the property, I would do the letter or the door hanger, right? And let me give you one last thing before I leave you. One of my clients nearby where I live, right? I was coaching her for a little bit, and she's like, yeah, so this weekend I'm going to go door knocking to a new neighborhood that I really want to dominate. I really want to dominate this neighborhood. So I said, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. And I'm like, she's telling me I'm going to go door knock the neighborhood. I just want to get to know people. So I said, well, what are you going to say? Oh, I'm just going to introduce myself. Okay. So what are you going to be bringing with you? What do you mean? Well, she had no plan. Her plan was just to go door knock and talk to people. And I said, take that letter. So we got the letter for her listing, because she had a listing in the neighborhood. That's what she wanted to. She's got a deal, right? Got the listing down there, but she had nothing, right, really to take with her. So I said, take the letter. And to her credit, the first door she knocked on told her to F off. Now, this is a woman in her probably 50s or early 60s, maybe. First door told her to F off. And she didn't let that bother her at all, apparently, because she told me the second person she talked to ended up double ending the deal, right? So they wanted to, I think they were moving in the same area. I can't remember. I think they were just tired of that neighborhood is what it was. Well, I can't remember if it was I don't think it was a move up or move down at all. I think it was just, they just were tired of that neighborhood and wanted to move to a different part of the city or the area. So yeah, she double ended that deal. And in California, right, that's a pretty nice price. No matter where you live, right, it can be a very nice price point. So any questions on anything we've covered today? Right. And one thing I will leave you with, 2 things I'll leave you with. One is God, man, I hope Google Ads, super excited. Oh my gosh, Google Ads. Hopefully that's going to be live in 2 to 3 weeks. Our API with Express Copy should be live in 2 to 3 weeks. We are finishing up API integrations with KV Core, and well, actually Chime is super close to being done. So if you're using Chime, that's in the works. And then also KV Core. We're working on the KV Core API integration as well. And let me just show you real quickly in your profile. If any of you know API Nation, if you're with KW, Keller Williams, KW Command, you probably know that one. And that is now live as well. So we don't have it in here yet. It just went live. We just got final confirmation last week on that. So if you want more information on API Nation and you don't see it in here by the time you're watching this video, ask our support team for more information on API. But they got constant contact, They got KV Core as well. Bomb, I think that's all that they have. So they got a number of different CRMs that are not listed here as well within their system. All right. So thanks everybody for joining us as always. Again, we'll put this call on our YouTube channel. It'll be in our mastermind group. And if you have any questions about me, let our support team know, and we'll talk to you soon.